So it's after midnight, and again, I'm awake on a weeknight. Why is this? Well, mostly it's because I'm just, not good at going to bed. Things are too interesting, things are too exciting, too much West Wing to rewatch and rewatch and rewatch. And so I'm talking to you instead. Anyway, that was awfully dreary. I was listening to the radio on the way home from work on Monday evening when I had a real sense of age about myself. I listen to Radio 1. There, I feel better having admitted it, but I do. I listen to Radio 1 quite a lot. Part of this is because I don't hate Chris Moyles, and driving to work in the morning, although he is sometimes a bit much, I find some of the people that work with him quite funny, and I quite like some of the music that they play. I could do without the Pussycat Dolls and Girls Aloud and other such paragons of the pop industry, but I enjoy the Kings of Leon and the Oasis and a few other things like that get slid in there. Anyway, sometimes on the way home from work I listen to Scott Mills, and there is a big Radio 1 news report. It's big by Radio 1 terms, at 5:45 until 6 p.m. News during the day on Radio 1 is rarely longer than 5 minutes. There's a lunchtime one as well, but hourly bulletins are very quick. But the 15-minute news beat, as they call it, at 5:45 to 6 o'clock, usually includes a couple of pieces of editorial as well. The thing is, I realised not only that I was old, but that times were very firmly changing on my way home on Monday evening, as I was not offended by, but genuinely shocked to hear a discussion of labiaplasty on Radio 1. I'm not going to go into details now. Look it up on Wikipedia. Apparently there are sound medical reasons potentially for this surgery. But according to the editorial report, a great deal of the reason why people are electing to have it is one of, how shall I put this? Aesthetic choice. I am confused by this. It's not unknown for people to have augmentation or modification of male genitalia for cosmetic purposes. People have been talking about that since the late 80s. I watched The Word. I remember Terry Christian pulling a face. So, obviously, people inside and outside the cosmetic surgery industry would have turned their minds to female genitalia as well. But I am struggling still to understand why any woman would genuinely believe that pure aesthetics of that part of her body. Now hold on a minute. Men worry about whether it's long enough, thick enough. What am I saying? Stupid. Anyway, the point of this conversation was really not to call into question this unsung surgical practice, but to say, discussing it on Radio 1 before 7 p.m, before 9 p.m, quite graphically. Female interviewees discussing how post-operatively their sex lives have improved. I'm not a prude. I take photographs of people who are naked. Sometimes I take photographs of people who are naked masturbating. Radio 1, early evening. Surely I'm old, aren't I? That's what it is. Yeah, the internet has changed all of that forever. And I'm old. It bothers me. Why does it bother me? Yeah, talk about anything you like at regular intervals. There's almost no such thing as taboo in my conversational style once I know who's sitting with me, talking to me. Oh dear. It's as if my brain is getting ready even though my body and my circumstances aren't, to become a father at some point. So that I can sort of, when things are mentioned at the breakfast table by teenage children. What? Far more terrifying than the idea of women cosmetically enhancing, reducing, changing the shape, size, configuration of their genitalia. Just the fact that it being on the radio bothers me. Really bothers me. I don't know. Anyway, this inner turmoil, this search for answers, this quite honest exposition of my feelings on the matter, which naturally enough have devolved into cheap point scoring and bad jokes. I'm not sure what the point of it all is, but selling somebody makes it all better. I feel like I can look back on this, even if no one else watches it, and think, nah, you're not old. You realised. You're keeping the harbinger of middle-class grumpiness at bay because you realised that it made you feel old and you didn't like it. You can do something about it. I live in hope. Well, anyway, I hope this in some way brightened your day, and I will do it again, probably. Hopefully this one's a lot shorter. People liked the last one, but it was too long. I agree with them, really. I'll stop talking now. Good night.